We have proclamations from a host of our different organizations, and here to present the first proclamation is your own Arnold Simpson, representative from the Covington District. Arnold?
Good evening, all. Oakley, it seems like we're talking about you on a quarterly basis, and I tell you, it's a great joy for me to be here on behalf of the great Commonwealth of Kentucky. I tell you, at times it's very trying to be a state rep, but it's times like this when we get to honor an individual, a dynamic individual, like Oakley Farris, on the occasion of his 90th birthday. It really makes it all worthwhile. I've had the great joy of knowing Oakley for many years. He's always counseled me, and sometimes I listen, and sometimes I don't. But notwithstanding that, it's always a joy to be in his company. And I tell you what, on behalf of the state, you know, the government cannot do everything for everyone, and we really depend upon individuals to give of themselves, to make sacrifices, and no one has exemplified that in my fair seat of Covington more than Oakley Farris. Not only are you one of the 7 wonders of Northern Kentucky, you're one of the 7 wonders of Kentucky. And on behalf of the House of Representatives of the Commonwealth Attorney of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, I'm very pleased to present to you a citation from all 100 House members, signed by House Speaker Greg Sutton in honor of the occasion of your 90th birthday. Thank you so very much. We're so very proud of you.
Thank you, Arnold. Next, we have the Honorable Sherry Karen, the Mayor of the great city of Covington. Sherry?
Ava knows Oakley. She doesn't get jealous, do you, Ava? But anyway, I've got a proclamation, and to read them can be a little monotonous. But anyway, by the virtue of the authority of me, I proclaim today, Oakley's 90th birthday, as Oakley Farris Day in the city of Covington. But I just want, more on a personal note, I think the first time I met Oakley was back in 1973 when my husband and I were working at 314 Greenup. No, it wasn't. And Oakley, I was working on the landscaping of the building, and Oakley would walk by almost on a daily basis, just checking the progress of the work. I didn't have a clue as to who he was, but in a very short time I did. But you all know what a treasure Oakley and Ava are for not just Covington, but for Northern Kentucky. And I'm not sure where we would be without them. Because of their generosity, they've set an amazing example for other people. And I feel like today, there are a lot of little Oakleys and Avas all over Northern Kentucky because of the example that you've set. And that is just such good energy for us. But Oakley, we love you. We love you, Ava. And we just wish you the very best. And I hope we have another 20 years with you. 10. I'm hoping 20. But thank you very much, and happy birthday.
It's not often that our neighboring cities agree, but tonight we have Honorable Jerry Peluso, the fine mayor from the city of Newport. Jerry?
Jack, it is an honor, 4 years with all. Oakley, I know we don't have any bronze statues of Lincoln or Carnegie, but Newport does want to recognize you for your contributions to the state of the Kentucky area. Thank you for that. I won't read all the where it is, but it will be proclaimed that in honor of your vast contribution to our region over many years. In honor of his 90th birthday, I hereby declare August 28th, 2014 as Oakley Farris Day in the city of Newport. Also, we're going to reach community liaison in Newport, Deb Holidays, for a little presentation.
On behalf of the city manager, Tom Cody, the city of Newport, I would like to present you a thank you to the city of Newport. Which is the most expensive?
We talked to our 3 county judges, and they did a proclamation, a joint proclamation. Ralph, probably the first time the 3 counties have agreed on anything since we've been working together, right? And I also will not read that proclamation, but all 3 counties, the county of Boone, the county of Campbell, and the county of Kenton, have all declared today Oakley Farris Day in those counties. We also have a letter from someone who you all may have heard of. Dear Mr. Farris, on behalf of the Commonwealth, Jane and I join your family and friends in wishing you a very happy 90th birthday on August the 28th. As you celebrate with loved ones, we hope your day is filled with fond memories and happiness. You are truly an inspiration to the many people who know and love you. Please accept our very best wishes to commemorate this special day, Stephen L. Brashear, Governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I believe at this point in time, Dan Groening has a small gift that he would like to present. Dan?
First, let me just say that, believe it or not, we've got the AC cranked up all the way. And there is a larger building in the back of us, so after Oakley speaks very briefly, there is a larger building in the back. It's air conditioned, so we hope you stay around and enjoy the AC back there and some drinks and so forth. But also, as Jack said before, it's not those that you see up here, but it's those behind the scenes that really made the evening really special. So, and it's easy to say, it's Kathy and Kathy. So Kathy, tell us, and Kathy Stewart, please come up. And also we have a special gift for
Yes,
Bill here from NKU and for Travis. There's a special gift. So guys, thank you all very much. Can we give them another special gift?
You see the cutout of Marilyn Monroe. Now, those of you who are my age and perhaps just a little bit older, remember when Marilyn Monroe sang Happy Birthday to John F. Kennedy at Madison Square Garden. I can feel the anticipation in the audience. We wanted to get Marilyn here tonight. Couldn't quite make it work. So we brought in the most sexy person that we could think of. Please help me welcome President Dave Armstrong from Thomas More College.
So the most handsome man in Northern Kentucky gets this for his birthday, and that's nice. But that's actually my sign for my 50th birthday, Oakley. I have to take that home. I'm sorry. Okay. All right, we're all going to go in together. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Oakley. Happy
Jim Petruba at the Covington Business Council meeting saying happy birthday. It said happy birthday back 100 years. I believe this one was worse. One more thing before we hear from our birthday boy and my voice is away. We are going to do a toast to Oakley Farris, and they've asked me to do it. And some of you know that I'm originally from Bracken County, and we are a well-read county there in Bracken because we read Reader's Digest religiously. And those of you, again, who are my age and older probably remember that one of the stories invariably that was in the Reader's Digest was the most interesting character that you've ever met. And so my thought process went to, if I was going to write a story for Reader's Digest, and I would certainly have to do it around Oakley Farris, but I've really kind of formed that into the toast tonight, so bear with me. I could write about Oakley's love for Covington that knows no boundaries. I could write about Oakley's love for education through his gifts of scholarships to NKU, constructing of facilities at Thomas More College, at NKU, at Covington Latin, at Holy Cross, or Carnegie Arts Center, along with his undying support of KET, Kentucky Educational Television, as well as the Behringer Crawford Museum, of which I'm a part. I could write about the donations to St. Elizabeth Hospital to advance health care in the region, or Child Care Center for the Gateway Urban Campus. I could write about his love for the arts through gifts of statues of Andrew Carnegie or Abraham Lincoln. I could write about his love for the deal. And all of you who know Oakley know that he loves to make the deal. And he's always one step ahead of everybody else in the negotiation. Or I could write about his outlook for life and how he's never ever met a stranger. Or I could write about his partnership with Eva, which he would say was the very best deal that he ever made. Or I could write about the most dangerous place to be is between Oakley Farris and an open microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the microphone Oakley Farris. Happy birthday.
I'm not used to these microphones. People, believe it or not, I'm complete shock. I've never expected this in my entire life. It's unreal. Now, Ralph Breeze, I can understand if you'd honor him that way, but me, forget it. I'm trying to make this as short as possible. It's very difficult for me to make anything short. I looked over and saw Tracy Griffin. I call her Tracy Griffin. She took me to Paul Brown Stadium several years ago for a fundraiser for Holy Cross School. They were getting money for Eva G. Farris's sports complex. My hearing is bad. I mean, it's really bad, but I could pick up what this guy was saying, and I whispered to Tracy, I said, I'd like to meet that guy. She said, Oakley, they're talking about you. Now, Jack Moreland repeated something he said earlier, so I guess it's okay for me to repeat a few things. Teachers have a profound effect on students, young students or older students. I'm going to give you two examples. When I was in the 7th grade, we had a teacher, his name is Hart G. Taylor. I tried to look him up at the door, I couldn't find him. Every morning he would come in, point his finger to class, and say, it's just as easy to aim for the moon as it is your big toe. And you know what? I am still aiming. I haven't given up. Now the other incident is a little more earthy. This is the time that Jack Moreland dishonored me at the new Breeze Pavilion. It had just opened, and the morning before the phone rang, and I must say, my wife can let the phone ring forever, but I gotta grab that phone. Are you Oakley Farris? Yes. My grandmother was your teacher in Corbin. I didn't hesitate. It's been over 80 years ago. And I said, yes. And your grandmother made me pee in my britches. That happened to be the truth. They always put me in the back of the class for whatever reason. I don't try to get in trouble, but I do. What I did that particular morning, but that was the longest walk for a little boy up to see that teacher. And she hit me on with probably a ruler, and I peed in my britches. It's real simple. I never will forget that. And let's see, this is not too bad. The people say that your life flashes in front of your eyes when you're near death. I can tell you right now, that ain't so. And I'm going to tell you why. My wife drove me about 17 years all over the 29 states. In this particular trip, we're going from Sioux City, Iowa to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and this was just after the interstate highway had been put in place. And we were on this beautiful interstate, and we were elevated. Suddenly a snowstorm just nowhere. Strong wind, and let me back up a little bit. I had to furnish my own car, and I haven't changed any. I got the cheapest car I could get. It was a Ram. So, a big semi was going toward us, and we were going this way, blew us off to the highway. Literally blew. And we were, I don't know exactly how high we were, but it just seemed like a dream to me. We were, to make a long story longer, we ended up at the bottom of this ravine, headed towards the highway. The only thing I could think of, God is my witness, how much is it going to cost to get this goddamn car back on the highway? You know, somebody, without a doubt, looks out for my wife and me, because just like that, this big truck from the state of South Dakota, big chain, pulled us back on the highway. I think I've probably talked enough. But I must say this, for all you people, we are living in the most wonderful country on this planet, believe it or not. And we who are born here are not necessarily the best citizens. These, you see, these foreign people coming in, they make the better citizens, believe me, because they appreciate what we have, what this country has to offer. This country, in my opinion, is like a big magnet. All these people from all over the world want to come to this country, make a few bucks, and go back home. They never go back. It's that magnet. They stay here and start a new life. I'm telling you people, you're all lucky to be here. I think that won my welcome. But anyway, I just want to say to all you people here, I can't believe my eyes, and I can tell my wife doesn't believe it either. Come out for us. I'm a little hillbilly from down in Kentucky. She's from a different background in Cuba. Boy, did I do a good job on her. I literally talked that woman into saying yes. I couldn't speak Spanish. I could speak very little English. persistence is the most powerful word in the English language. Remember that. Thank all of you.
A little bit of housekeeping that we need. We want to thank the planning committee for all their time and effort, the Baker Hunt folks who were so kind to us, the Metropolitan Club. Want you all to drink up tonight. Oakley's paying the bar bill. Everybody good. I want to thank J.R. Cassidy and the folks that are playing the music here from the Kentucky Symphony Orchestra. So thank them so much, and especially thank you for being here. One more time, happy birthday, Oakley.